Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. It's Friday, so I am jumping back in with the Friday sews. I know it's been a minute, but here we go. If you are interested in what I've been sewing or making and what's coming up next and a little bit about life, then please stay tuned. Okay, I'm gonna start this video with the question of the week because I always forget it. So the question this week for the Friday Sews community is, what sewing items are you hoping are in your stocking this year? I gotta say, I don't really have anything I can think of. I kind of spoil myself. I get what I want when I need it. The only thing I would love to have is a new sewing machine, but that's not quite in the budget right now after investing in the house and things to upgrade the house since we moved in. So the new sewing machine is going to have to wait a little while. But that's the only thing I can think of right now. What's on your wish list? I'd love to hear about it. Talk about it in the comments below. Okay, so let's talk about what I have been working on. I've actually been more productive recently than I had been in the more recent past, since September really. So let me walk you through it. All right, so the first thing that I made was the new butter scarf. It's a butter quilt. It's called the butter scarf. It's a quilted scarf from Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. I've actually made two of them. They were both gifts. One I gave to my sister-in-law because she came when I was in Ohio for a week. She came and stayed with Hercules because my husband's new resort opened the same week I was out of town. Neither one of us was I wasn't gonna be home at all. He wasn't gonna be home till really late at night. And we didn't want to board Hercules. So his sister was kind enough to come and stay with Hercules and relax out on the lanai, which was kind of a little vacation for her because she lives in Maryland where it's cold. So I made one for her as a thank you gift for coming and staying with Hercules all week. And then I've made another one as a gift that the recipient hasn't received yet. So I'm not gonna talk about that one. But yeah, so I am actually gonna do a review on that pattern coming up really soon and give you my thoughts about the pattern. So if you're interested in that review and you're not subscribed already, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when the video launches. Okay, the second thing that I've made, it's one of my favorite things I've ever made, is the Cambria duster from Friday Pattern Company. Here's the marketing image of the duster right here. And I made it in a gorgeous plaid flannel that I got from Joann Fabric. I don't always love Joann Fabric quality, but this flannel is actually really nice. It was a nice, decent weight. It didn't feel cheap, and it actually softened up once I washed it, and I love it. So I will also do a review on the Cambria duster, so that'll come up soon, but I got a lot of compliments on my duster. I needed something to take with me to Ohio. I went for a week. I'll talk about that in the life section. And I had a heavy coat that I donated because I don't need it here. And even though I could use it when I travel to Ohio, it's really bulky and it's a pain to travel from a warm climate to a cold climate through the airport. I couldn't pack it. It was too hefty to pack in my luggage, and carrying it or wearing it in the airport just made me spitz. So I got rid of that, but I did need something to wear because it was going to be really cold. It was going to be in the 30s and 40s the whole week that I was in Ohio. So I needed another layer. So this was the perfect solution for that. On my way up, it was thin enough that I could fold it up and put it in my luggage and take it out when I got to the airport in Ohio. And it was the perfect layering piece for while I was there. So I'm really happy with that. And I got a lot of compliments on it, and I'll share a little bit more about that in the life section. The next thing that I made were, and I didn't make them. I bought some white cotton corduroy pants from Old Navy, and I ice dyed them. And here's the results. I love them. They came out so fun. I wore them when I was in Ohio. I'll talk about the two tops that I made with it. They were not quite as successful. but I love the pants and I think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of them. So then I needed tops to go with the pants because all my tops are patterned. I don't have anything solid, not really. So I decided to make an Elliott sweater because I knew that I liked that pattern. I've made two of them already. It's from Closet Core Patterns. It's a raglan sleeve top. There is a t-shirt version with short sleeves. There's a funnel neck, or a mock neck version that I've made. So I decided to make the t-shirt version, but make it with 3/4 length sleeves. And I made it in this green, I don't know what kind of knit it is, but it's very synthetic-y feeling. I bought it at Zink's outlet. It's a fabric outlet store in Pennsylvania. I bought it several years ago when I was still living in Pennsylvania, and I didn't know what kind of fabrics I liked yet, and Zink's is a very inexpensive fabric store. And for the most part, I mean, I got some quality fabrics there, but for the most part, you're getting what you pay for. And the quality wasn't there. I thought it might be okay because it's a loose and boxy top, but I'll insert a picture here of me wearing it. I just don't love the way that it falls. And it just doesn't feel nice. So I think that I'll end up donating that. It came out fine. There's nothing wrong with it from a fit perspective. I just don't enjoy wearing it. So I'm not going to keep that. I knew that I didn't like that before I left town. So then I went and bought some pink glitter, embellished knit kind of, it's a thicker knit fabric. It's one of the pop fabrics from Joann. And I thought that would be really cute with my tie-dye pants. And so I ended up making the Lauren top from Fiber Mood. And again, didn't love it. The fabric was just too stiff, I guess, for that boxy of a top. So it just kind of stuck out and wasn't flattering at all. I ended up I took both tops with me because I didn't have anything else to wear with the pants. So I believe I wore the green top with the pants, and I had a big scarf and I just kept that on, so it kind of distracted from the top when I was in Ohio. So I did end up wearing the green top. You leave my tree alone. Hercules. He's been really good about all the trees. I have this tree, I've got my Christmas tree in the living room, and he hasn't been bugging any of them until just now, of course. Anyway, so I love my ice-dyed pants, and I don't love either of the tops that I made to go with it, so they're both getting donated. Again, nothing wrong. They both came out fine. They're just not, I just don't love wearing them. And then the last thing that I made was a 2-yard piece of ice-dyed fabric. I'm not going to show it yet because the recipient hasn't received it, but I made it. I offered to make a prize for a Gift to November challenge that was being run by Adam from Adam Sews and Allison from Sew Like Dottie. And my winner lives in Ireland, and I shipped that off to her earlier in the week, and it's going to take about a week for her to get it. So I don't want to share the pictures of it yet, but I think it came out really cool. I love the colors in it, and it was a lot of fun to make. So those are all the things that I've made for the month of December so far. So what's coming up next? All right, so I need some warmer clothes. It is chilly here. It's been off and on chilly here in Northport. Not cold enough to turn my heater on. And so my office is the coldest room in the house. So it's perfectly comfortable in here right now, but when I go into my office, it's several degrees colder, and I'm cold when I'm sitting there all day. So I don't want to turn the heat on for the rest of the house, and I don't have like a space heater. I might end up getting one, but I do need a couple of additional like sweatshirts. So I want to make the Elliott sweater in this green cable sweater knit fabric that I got from Joann. Hold on, I'll show you. So this is the cable knit fabric that I got, and I think that I've already washed it, so it's ready to go. It smells good. And I think this will be a really nice, warm Elliott sweater. The next thing that I'm planning on working on is a baby quilt. My niece is pregnant and she's having her baby in March. On my sister's birthday, actually, is her due date. And so I've decided I want to make a baby quilt for her baby. And I'm going to use some ice dye fabric, but I think I'm going to specially ice dye some colors that go with the theme, which I'm not sure what her theme is yet. So I need to talk to her and see how she's decorating the room. And then I'll do like a patchwork with a couple of different ice dyes and maybe some solids and make a baby size quilt for the baby's room. And I think that'll be really sweet. I'm also planning on spending some time working on my other quilts that are in progress. So I have my ice dye scrap quilt that I've been working on. I haven't worked on it in a while, so I need to get working on that. And then I've got my collage quilt that I started back in March at the Sewing Expo. And the collage part is done. I've fused everything together. I have ice dyed a piece of fabric that I want as my background. And now I just need to sew the collage onto the background, and then do everything else. I've got to put the backing on, I've got to make the quilt sandwich, I've got to quilt it, all the fun stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna spend some time working on those things because honestly, I'm not really in the mood to sew clothes right now. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling happy with myself. I've gained some weight back. It's weird because when I first started sewing, I was 20 pounds heavier than I am now, and I didn't mind sewing for myself. But now that I had lost 40 and now I've gained 20 back, I'm just not in the mood. I don't feel like anything looks good on me. And I know that shouldn't stop me from sewing, but I'm just not feeling it. So, kind of putting a halt on most clothes. I am going to make that Elliott sweater because it's going to be oversized anyway. I will continue to wear that even as I lose weight because even when I lose weight, I like oversized clothes. But I don't want to go crazy sewing a whole lot of clothes that I don't think look good on me anyway. So anyway, I am possibly going to cut down several of my sweatshirt dresses. I made quite a few of these over the last couple of years. This is one of them. I love this one. I can't remember. I think this might be the Rebecca Page sweatshirt dress. It's a hoodie dress. And I dyed this one after I sewed it together. Sometimes I dye the fabric before I cut it out. Sometimes I cut it out and then dye the pieces separately. And then sometimes I wait and dye it when it's already sewn. And that's what I did with this one. But I don't wear it as a dress very often. I'm wearing it right now with my sweatpants under it. But that just looks frumpy. I'm just wearing it because I needed something warm to wear in my office. So I think I'm going to cut this down to sweatshirt length. And I'm probably going to do that with 3 of my other sweatshirt dresses. So I have some sweatshirts to wear. They're long enough to cover my belly and my booty when I'm wearing leggings, and I'll get a lot more wear out of them. So I'll spend a little bit of time doing that. That won't take me long at all. That's really all I have coming up next. As far as life goes, as I mentioned before, I spent a week in Akron for work, and we had our holiday Christmas party that Tuesday night. And the president of our banner came up to talk to me, and she said, "I hear that you made your coat." And I said, "Yes, I did." And she said, "It's so nice to know that there's another sewist in our group." And I was like, "Wait a minute, you sew?" So we had a really nice bonding conversation about sewing for quite a little while, which was really nice. I mean, I'm comfortable talking to her. We've had several conversations, but it was nice that this was on a more personal level. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Christmas is coming up. I really don't have any plans. It's gonna be a nice, quiet, chill Christmas for us. I'm taking the week off, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna spend time in my sewing, crafting room, working on the things that I just mentioned. My husband, they just opened a new resort, so he's gonna be working a lot. He'll be home Christmas Day, I think. I'm actually not sure. but he'll be working a lot. So I'll have the house to myself, just me and Hercules, and we'll spend some time having fun and crafting and quilting and whatever. I'd love to know what your Christmas plans are. Share them in the comment section below. Do you have any like really fun holiday traditions that you do with your family? I'd love to hear about them. For the new year, I'd like to work on being more consistent with posting. I know it's been very sporadic over the last few months. I've just had a lot going on and really haven't been in the right mindset to do it, but I'd like to be more consistent going forward. I'd love to hear from you what kinds of videos you would like to see from me. I do like to make the kinds of videos that I like to make, but you know, sometimes you run out of ideas. So I would love to hear any inspiration that you might have for me. I would love to wish you all a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays if you celebrate a different holiday. I hope that it is a wonderful time for you and your family and your loved ones. Wherever you are, I hope the weather's amazing. I hope you're able to get some sewing in, and I will see you next time. Bye.